per centimeter. /pages /c per meter. https://www.youtube.com/channel/CHANNEL/UCTVMPH9K67F0 978IP-WFXX If you would like to become a member of the channel, click the link above. Remember to have a good day. Hey guys, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Hey guys, if you wanna support the channel, you can now become members of the Miname Coming channel. You can also leave a super chat if you know.
Junie, what's happening, my brother? Good to have you, man.
I think I still got time to get max level.
Nice, dude, nice. You should do. I'm pretty sure it's still like 40 days or some shit left. You should have more than enough time to get max level, I would think. I know one thing, I've definitely got enough time to get max level. I think I've got 5 levels left.
Hardpoint relocated. Secure the target area. Hostile UAV in the area. Hostile mortar strike incoming.
It's only 650.
100%, brother. So you should be able to get there. Sorry, mate.
Doesn't matter though.
That's it, mate. Per se, it only really matters if you really want to get there. If not, it don't really matter if you get there or not. Sorry.
Enemies inside the perimeter. Locating the next hard point. Get ready. Enemy personnel at the hard point. Enemy UAV active. Enemies inside the perimeter. Enemy UAV ahead. Location updated. Capture the hard point.
Contact! Will not. Target down. Casting a decoy!
Do I smoke? I do. I'll be honest with you. Not. Let's just say I don't smoke tobacco anymore.
Got the sniper!
Enemy personnel at the hard point. Enemy counter UAV is active.
Oh, you used to smoke ganja.
No, I'm saying, sorry, I was trying to say it without saying it, but what I was trying to say is I smoke ganja, but I don't really smoke tobacco. Well, not by itself. I use it as like a spinner element inside the ganja.
Target area updated. Moving to enemy UAV active.
Also, my nose blocked itself up while I was coughing, so that's why I kept coughing.
My My mudbugs are advancing and my devils are too.
Hostile VTOL in the area. Hostile FAE incoming.
I'll be honest with you, I don't know what the fuck that means.
Get ready. Hardpoint relocated.
Hockey are the teams, are they? Makes sense. That's good. Sorry, mate. I don't know much about hockey. So when you said that, I was still my brain was trying to think. If any time I heard those words, and it was like, nah, I've got nothing. I've literally got fucking nothing. It's like that moment in every movie where it goes to someone's brain, and the brain is just a picture of them going.
They made camo challenges way too hard like Platoon Orion.
I'll be honest with you, Orion's really easy because polyatomics just headshot. So polyatomics really easy. You just aim up at people like that. I mean, just aim at about that height of people. Like that, see? About there most of the time you actually get the headshot if you're ADS. But you're right, Platinum's a pain in the ass, but it's not too bad. It's more so time consuming rather than difficult. Because if you think about it this way, we've still got 3 seasons left, so... I mean, I finished it within 2 seasons, the actualized camo challenge. So if you put a bunch of time into effort into just the camo challenges themselves, you should be able to smash Platinum out in about a season's time. I think the best way to do it, like, is just to do all of them. So, like, all the golds, once everything's gold, do every single platinum, and that gives you the polyatomic challenges, and then...
This pot's almost at the end of its cycle, or no?
Stand by.
I don't believe so, no, because this is season 3, and there's normally at least 6 seasons, so... Or at least 5. So I'm assuming there's at least 2 more seasons, potentially 3 more seasons, with the potentiality for... Basically, the next Call of Duty, as they're calling it, to be more or less an extension of this game, where the seasons, weapons, cameras, and everything actually transfer over.
Friendly UAV online.
Target destroyed.
Hardpoint compromised. Secure the area.
Because this COD is ours.
I fucking love this COD. It's fucking better than a lot of CODs. Fucking people suck off Black Ops 2, that game was shit. This game fucking shits like Black Ops 2.
Hostile care package in the area. Hostile UAV in the area.
That was a fucking shit game when it came out, and I'll die on that fucking hill. Ghost is better.
Enemy personnel locating the next hardpoint. Get ready.
Do you like rap, Jeff?
I fucking love rap. I don't really too much modern rap though, but I do like rap. When I was a teenager, I really got into rap, but old school rap. You know, Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, basically everything Eminem does, MW2. Six in that era, but I was also into DMX, Lil Jon, a little bit of Lil Wayne, you know. Fucking.
I like old school too.
I suppose anything prior to 2010. With exceptions, obviously, like Kendrick Lamar's pretty good, Too Short's pretty good. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain, obviously Too Short's an older one, obviously, but there's certain exceptions to the rule. Obviously, not every new artist is shit. That would be a stretch to say. There's plenty of new school rappers who have done even just good songs. I mean, there's rappers out there at this present moment who have 99% cataloguers of shit, but that's for their bangers. And that's never say that yet, because they proved that they know what they're doing, they just don't fucking do it.
Capture the hard point. All Saber, mission accomplished.
Do you think only black people should say the N-word, Jeff?
100%. You know what? I'll be honest with you, I've been dreading actually talking about this conversation. But when I was a young fella, I mean, even the way up to about the age of 18, I freely said the N-word, And it's one of the things I regret most of my life. I don't believe anything should be censored, however. If you're rapping along to a rap song, especially if you're at a concert, and someone has a problem with you saying the M-word there, they're an absolute fucking moron. As simple as that. If the artist on stage doesn't call you out for it, then no one else should have the right to call you out for it. That's literally the one exception to the rule, though. If you're in your own home, you're rapping along to music, and you don't believe in censorship, that's fine. If you're at a concert, you're rapping along, that's also fine, but I don't believe anyone, ever since the people of colour have taken the power out of that word and used it for their own expression, that it should be said by anyone else except for the people that they deem to be responsible enough or have the right to say it. And I don't even think, I think even that's probably crossing a line, me even having the opinion to say who should say it. Because it's not my fucking word, really. But I will say one thing, I don't believe in censorship, and if you find me mid-rap song, you'll probably hear me say it.
So you do think only black people should say the N-word?
Yeah, 100%. Except for obviously in that one example I gave, you know, you're at a rap concert, fucking banger of a song's on, the whole crowd's fucking rapping along, no one's hearing one white kid say the N-word, alright? And no one cares because you're showing love in that time. But that's the only time where they're coming out of a non-black, brown, you know, like someone who's not white, basically.
I don't think anyone should say it.
I honestly don't think even black people should say it, but it's not my right to tell them that. Because of the dichotomy of the world and how it's changed ownership, it's not on a white person to tell black people when they should say it. But in my honest opinion, I don't think anyone should say it. I think it's a hateful word, and it demeans a whole race of people just because of their skin colour.
Black people especially shouldn't say it. You guys make sure to smash that.
Look, I get where you come from, Junie, but I don't feel like it's for me to say. You can have that opinion and feel that it's for you to say that, but for me, I don't think I should. And I'm not connected to the word either way. I'm not American, or I have any American heritage really, and my family basically went English and was sent to Australia as convicts.
I don't say it, Jeff, so it's cool.
I'll be honest with you, Junie. I don't even know what colour skin you have. I don't even really care, to be honest. But just for the context of the conversation, I suppose I should ask. But I don't really. It's not out of a place where I'm like, oh, what colour are you? So we'll go when you can say it. But yeah, just out of genuine curiosity, I don't actually know what you look like, to be fair. And when I hear Junie, I think of that kid from... Oh, there you go. See, every time I think of Junie, I think of the kid from Spy Kids. So every time I saw your name, that kid's head would pop into my head. Sorry, I was thinking of the little cut from Spy Kids. Remember that shit where he couldn't hold on to things because he had those blisters on his hands? What kind of dumb shit storyline is that? You know, I had a feeling you might have said you were black when you said your family says it, because I was thinking his family might just be really liberal with the use of the word, or it might make a little more sense in the social context.
But they do like Indians and stuff.
Yeah, you know what? When I was a kid, I always found that a bit strange. You even said to me, mate, like, what's the deal with that? Yeah, like, I understand to an extent why black people might want to say it and might want to reclaim a word and say, yeah, it's now our word, you can't say it anymore. We give it the power, different power. But for Indians, like you said, Mexicans, those sorts of people, like, I never really understood why they would feel the need to associate themselves with the word. I mean, like, personally, the fact that they keep saying that white people even came up with it, I don't want to have anything to do with it.
It's so why do they say it? Let me hit you with the like button. What's goody in the hoodie?
What's goody in the hoodie? Me and Junie are having a wonderful chat about the use of the N-word. Which is funny because I'm Australian and I'm white and I've got no American heritage, so this should it's been a fun conversation for Carlos.
Knox, you wanna join the conversation?
Enemies inside the perimeter.
Why the fuck did I shoot my teammate just then? My Christ above. My brain just went fried for a moment then. I started shooting the one with the blue above his head and went, wait a second, that's not right.
Fire! I never understood why Mexicans and Indians and stuff would want to say it. That's a controversial one, grinning, squinting face.
I really don't though, like, I just don't understand, like, I see. There's power in reclaiming a word, right? And I understand that side of it. I don't. Obviously, there's lots of sides of saying N-words. Like, man, I don't understand. But I understand, in the very least, that side of it. But why would you throw yourself under the bus just to say a word? Basically, is what Indians, Mexicans, basically brown people who are American, a lot of black people in England have done to themselves. Why would you want to be called a horrible, derogatory word? Shit, my nickname when I was fucking 15 to 18 years old, because I kept going shit moustaches was pedophile. That was one of the worst periods of my life.
Hardpoint compromised. Secure the area.
I don't know why brown people would want to associate themselves with it.
I don't either.
Enemy personnel at the hardpoint. Hardpoint relocated.
Well, I suppose that's all I can really give on the topic. I can't really divulge much more into it because I don't have personal. I've heard that actually. I've heard of that. Yes.
Hardpoint relocated. Secure the target.
I've heard that there's multiple origins they believe for the word, but going into any of them would involve me saying lots of words similar to the M word, and I'm just not going to risk it. I'll be honest with you.
Enemy personnel at the hardpoint. Enemies inside the perimeter.
It's bad enough we've got an Australian accent, so they all probably will sound like the M word. I just realised that I was throwing the accent in my head. I'm like, oh crap, this works out even worse for me.
Let me tell you something about what happened in Clutch's chat.
I think you might have alluded to this, but I don't remember, so I'll get you to tell me again. It might trigger it if you've told me about it or not already. Oh!
Copy. UAV orbiting the AO. Recon is online. Enemy personnel at the hard point.
And so there's this goddess in warrior who they mess with Knox, right?
Hostile.
If we go into the story, you will notice a lot of black culture is made to be derogatory, or look derogatory, but it's a front for systematic, right?
Oh mate, I've seen a lot of it, right? And especially in older mediums, right? Like you know, Little Boy Sambo with the Disney stuff. The way that what was it? I was looking into it recently, you know, with the Jim Crow laws and things like that in American history. But yeah, there's a lot of systemic, hateful, racist things, like how they did blackface back in the day with like Al Jolson and mate, there's a lot of hateful, bigoted, racist things, especially when in the past of Western countries, when it comes especially to black people, yeah, and other immigrants, especially like Italians, Irish. Oh, they do, yeah, they definitely say it in my country. But a black person in my country is more likely to call you a white cunt than they are to say that. Or call another black person a black cunt. Because they pick up the Australian slang. Which just sounds even worse. Like, you white cunt. You know, it's got like that dagger of a word cunt thrown in there, so I was like, got this!
I'm getting lit up.
What were you saying about Italians and stuff?
Well, you know, especially in like places like America and England, you know, Italians, and especially Irish. Irish were slaves for a long time through history, from 1640 up until the 1800s. The Europeans would send Irish slaves along with black slaves eventually when they went through the African colonies along to like the New World, but they would send the Irish slaves on first, basically to find safer travels. They would use them basically, you know how you would if you're like, I wonder if that water's safe, I'm gonna throw a rock over there. Well, imagine that rock was an Irish slave instead. Like, we can't get these expensive African slaves wet and potentially drown. What we'll do is we'll send all the Irish slaves that direction, and whichever direction they don't drown in, we'll start taking the good slaves that way. That's basically what they did. And what they did was all the Irish slaves, they would label them as indentured servants, so they could never, you know, come back and say, well, we were slaves. What the fuck?
Am I wrong? It was a huge misunderstanding, and you didn't mean any kind by it. When you said cane cheeks, I agree with you on that. But Jeff, black people were the cheapest.
You see, I always thought that. I always thought that, right? Because historically, in Africa, it wasn't a very prosperous at the time. Europeans were taking over large chunks of it. The Dutch, the English, the Scandinavian countries were taking their slice, and they were taking up some of the most prosperous areas. And what they did, right, was the blacker slaves were actually starting to sell for a lot more money. And so they started going to areas like Belfast, which is a poor area near Ireland, Wales, where Anglos were running amok, and they basically started to buy Irish slaves because they were selling them for 1/5 the price, and so they could buy 5 times the amount of basically people that were in shit condition and couldn't do fuck all, and just basically use them as human guinea pigs.
Knots, you think so? I wasn't. She just went crazy.
Oh no, you definitely weren't the cheapest. No, because what they did, right, was because unfortunately at the time they didn't see the people they were buying as human, even the Irish people, but especially, you know, darker skinned individuals. So the price went up to so much higher than the Irish. They started to just fucking buy shitloads of the Irish. Instead of buying them, what they would do is they'd go raid the Irish's towns, take all the men, sell them to working areas, take all the boys, send them to schools, and take all the women and send them to like reformatory places. And so there was and then they'd list them all as indentured servants, because technically there was a law against owning Irish slaves in that part of Europe, but they got around that by calling them indentured servants, or saying they had signed them into indentured servitude, even though no such contracts ever exist. Sorry, I'll read these last few comments. I went off on a tangent.
Knots, she just freaked out on me for no reason.
Grind. Collect enemy tags and secure them at the extract point.
See, the most... I know what... I'm talking about some...
I never understood why black people were slaves, Jeff. It never made sense to me whatsoever.
Well, you know, it's like during Irish slavery, there was a point there where in a lot of places where they had Irish slaves, there was more slaves than there was like just people and slave owners. I don't understand why they didn't just go like, wait a second, there's 1 million of us, there's 100,000 of them. You know, but in that case. But you know what the thing is, right? It's about conditioning, right? Say you're in your home country, right? You're already a slave. Your parents were slaves, your grandparents were slaves, you're getting sent to a new land that you don't know, surrounded by white people and Indians, American Indians, and no one's getting treated well there that's not white, and all you know is slavery. You're not going to revolt, because you know that when you do, you end up like the Indians, you end up like the white criminals who get hung in the street.
Back then there were no black Jews. Johnny, they looked at us like animals. They took us from Africa so that we can...
That's it, mate. Everyone that was a slave back then, especially, unfortunately, people of colour, were seen as animals. Even when you were taken out of slavery, you were still seen as 3/5 of a man, which is fucking ridiculous. The fucking 3/5 compromise was the biggest fucking joke in American history. The Midwest was still lynching black people. The fucking KKK basically ran the South.
Too Short said that in a song they call us animals rolling on the floor laughing.
Also, sorry about the yelling.
Friendly UAV on station.
I almost threw me fucking back here after getting up then. Jesus Christ.
KKK ran the South. I never knew that.
Yeah, the South and the Midwest were basically... Well, they didn't run it, you know. It was like, oh, no. Our members and our fucking board members aren't members of the KKK.
Taking fire.
No, definitely not. It was pretty fucking obvious back then, Junie, when the... I think it was the 14th Amendment that was the Emancipation Proclamation that came out with the fucking 3/5 compromise. The Midwest and some of the more north and southern states were still all basically run by KKK members. In fact, it became more of a violent show to show their superiority.
Because she thought you was talking crap to her like you usually do.
Watching your six.
So they said, well, we're still superior.
How did they even create the KKK?
I'm not 100% sure on the story, but I believe it was the remnants of the Civil War. Plus, a lot of the Midwest states where they weren't a part of the Confederacy, but they hadn't become fully unionized states, were like didn't want the progression that was happening, and so basically revolted against it by saying, well, there's still 3/5 of people. We can still do whatever the fuck we want. You know, and then that's when all the bullshit propaganda started. You know, the signs of black people eating watermelon and looking goofy and shit like that. And the fucking... Anyway, that's enough talking about systemic black racism, I think. But before I get angry and start punching things.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Get angry about what, Jeff?
I fucking don't like... How do I explain this? When I was a young fella, right, I was always just that... Not doing it in a racist way, but I was always a little bit different. For me, it was a mental capacity type of way. I never made a good first impression on people, and that included adults, and they were never shy about it. You know, I'd have fucking full-grown adults when I was a young kid say, I don't want you around my kids, you're fucking strange, you're weird, I don't like you, you're not normal, you're retarded.
KKK was created to go against the growth of black people in America.
It could created a lot longer ago than a lot of people realise. I'm not sure about the correct creation story of it, which is why I sort of hesitated to talk about it, but I know it had a lot to do with people who were disgruntled about how the Civil War had gone and not allowing the progression and growth of black people. But I'm not entirely sure on it. I would actually have to have a better look into how that stuff was done. If you want to enlighten me too, you can let me know any information you have on it, obviously.
I don't look at you differently at all, I think you're normal.
See, that's the thing, right? And so I hate it when people are treated differently. So that was where I was trying to get to. I fucking hate it when people are treated differently, especially for something minor that they can't control. It's a very simple reason why some people are black, some people are white. Some people are more melanin in their skin. As simple as that.
Say it again, Jeff.
I said I just hate it when people are treated differently for the simple, minor things that they can't change about themselves. It's stupid. It really is stupid. And that's why when I talk about things like systemic racism, it fucking just pisses me off.
I never understood why brown people said the N-word though like you weren't a slave.
That's what I mean. If you want to just talk and go based off basically to who were slaves, well then basically people who are black as charcoal and people who are white as snow. Those were the two people. Obviously, I don't think those are the groups that should say it. But you know what I mean? Like, there's no actualized reason why anyone aside from black Americans would feel empowered or they should say that word. Ever. And even to that extent, it's not my right to say whether or not you should be. The fuck was that? Oh, there's a car door. That's an old fellow. I don't even need him. No, he's right. He got in there.
He does Madden, and he's Mexican, and he says it's just weird.
Hey, you should tell him. I mean, he might tell you to get fucked, but you can say, no, you get fucked, cunt.
There's different opinions about that. I see both.
That's what I mean. I see both sides too, man. And I don't see the side where a white person should say it ever, though.
Talking about.
What were you and Notch talking about? I think you just wanted me to repeat myself earlier, if that's what you mean. Also, who'd you piss off in the chat? Because, like, I think you mentioned this story, but I can't remember what it was. And you guys are like, yeah, I think she's just talking shit to her. Talking shit to who? Anyway, boys, I'm going to go for a moment. The old man's just got back from the pain clinic. If you just give me 10 minutes real quickly, boys.
Let Knots tell you about it, he knows. Just a misunderstand that went too far beyond repair. Nots, do you think brown people should say the N-word? I don't think so, because they weren't slaves. Nots, you there? Yeah. I'm neutral. Neutral, how come? I see both sides. I'm pretty sure slaves wouldn't like the idea of it. Black people were slaves, what do you mean? Give me a second. Hey. Is Jeff coming back? Hey guys, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, slave owners took the word and made it bad, so I understand PPL calling each other that because it used to be a regular word in Africa. What the N-word knots? Alright, I see now, Knots, I get what you're saying. You at work, Knots? Wait, Knots, how you watching stream at work? I'm back.
Sorry, boys. I'm back. Alright, so... Sorry, boys. It took me a little bit. Oh, shit.
Finally, you're back.
Oh, yeah, so... Yeah, I'm fine back. Sorry, mate. I just had to go have a quick chat with the old boy and time got away from me. He's got back from the pain clinic.
Yeah, Knots was telling me he's neutral about the whole thing.
And that makes a lot of sense. I mean... it really does make a lot of sense. I mean, he probably feels... I'm not going to speak for him, but it's... What I'm getting from what he's saying is like it is not to tell anyone who's of brown descent or black descent what they are to say in regards to the M-word and how they should feel about it, because it really, and it comes down to it, words, especially attacking words that are reclaimed, are all feeling, they're all emotion, and it's just how you feel about that word, what that word is in your life at this point. For me, it's just a word I don't really say.
I'm thinking he's talking about brown people saying it.
That's what I'm talking about, like brown people saying it. I'm obviously not talking about people like me.
Stable 1, you're cleared hot.
But I mean, when I say black, I don't just mean like American, I mean like English, people who are still of actual African descent, Sudanese, Ethiopian, people like that.
Got your six!
Sniper's down.
The enemy's taking the lead.
Stand tall. Contact.
And then there's other countries where they still get pretty dark, like Papua New Guinea, certain parts of the Philippines, certain areas of Japan where they're more farm-based.
See, like me, I'm not as black as charcoal, I'm like a light-skinned black.
Oh yeah, I feel you, I feel you. But I get you, so it's sort of neutral on like when it comes to the brown fellas and in the end, I feel you.
UAV ready for tasking. Hostile cluster mine detected.
It's like the word Paki, right? And Indian people. A lot of people don't understand why Indian people get offended by the word Paki, but like the Pakistani people and the Indian people and basically everyone in that area, so like Bangladeshi, people of that area, West Indies, they all get grouped together and they all get this word Paki thrown at them, and so for them that word is exceptionally offensive. Whether they're Pakistani, Indian, that's basically for them the equivalent of the M word. When you say that to them, it's very, very hateful. And so for a lot of them, they will still use the word Paki, but very similar to how the M word is used. And it's a very similar sort of feeling I have towards that. You know, it's not really my place. If you're in that, that's what I mean, yeah. It's like that. It's not really my place because they've reclaimed that word. But it's 100% offensive when it comes to someone like me to them, because that's exactly why it's offensive. And so, once again, when it comes to them using the word, I'm 100% neutral on it. It's not really my place to say whether or not they should. I just know I shouldn't. why I'm not accustomed to saying the word, to be honest with you.
Just gonna say Mexicans and Indians aren't black.
Well, yeah, they're really not. They're actually Asian. Well, Indians are at least. They're seen as a part of the Asian region, as well as Pakistan and those sorts of areas there, Bangladesh. They're all actually seen as a part of the Asian region.
Friendly mortar strike inbound. UAV on station.
Like I know, but like there's a truck driver on work. His nickname is Black Phil. He's a Maltese fella, but he's been out in the sun so long. The goddamn dude is literally black.
We've lost half the field. Fight back.
Fucking little Black Phil. He's a funny fucker. Eh? He's like 5'2", but he's got calves as big as my fucking stomach. Oh, he's a funny fella.
Yeah, but it's just some brown people think they're black.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. It feels like I probably feel like they're appropriating from you to just for the excuse to use that word rather than understanding why some people would choose to use it and then not because they don't have the right to. They feel they should appropriate the right to use the word because I don't know. Look at my skin. We're close enough.
UAV is orbiting the area. We've lost the lead. The enemy's taking the lead.
Be advised, UAV is exiting.
Alright, Jeff, I'll be back later.
No worries, brother. I do appreciate the conversation. I hope I
The lead is ours.
not so much when it comes to my own opinion, but like when I was trying to speak for either you or not, so I hadn't spoken out of context. Or I haven't spoken out of turn and put words in your mouth or whatever when I tried to interpret what you said. But I've had a good conversation with you, man. I appreciate it greatly.
Look alive!
And what are you saying? Not so.
Again, not.
It's different culture, nations, races. Well, see, there's things for every race just about that you don't say because it's just genuinely fun. It comes from a history of hate, and the words are only said for the reason of hurt, and those are the reasons why those words become reclaimed and then sectioned off by those races. You know, well, we're going to say it now. We're going to use it for this reason, and you're going to say it. What's it? The Irish fucking, what they call them? What they used to call it? Irish fucking. I can't remember what it was. I'll come back to you, but everyone has one, you know. Like the word "collect" for Jew people. It's a very hateful, bigoted word that comes from a long history of intolerance.
People try to reclaim the hateful words.
And so they try to reclaim these words, specifically comedians who cut Jewish people and say, "Oh, yeah, look at me, I'm a big guy." You can't say that. You know what I mean? And that's my opinion of where all hateful words go. They don't die like we should let them. We continue to use them because we feel as though we could take that hate and redirect it.
I hate word because I'm not Chinese.
Enemy UAV overhead.
I'll be honest with you, I know a lot of paper words are Chinese and none of them start with H. I know what you said, hate with human, alright. But
Hostile SAE incoming. We've got them on the run. Keep it up.
Target spotted.
I like you have 3 white with the elves, but one could be Italian, one European and one Spaniard.
Hostile UAV in the area.
It's funny, yeah, that really is the funniest thing about white people. It's like you could have 3 people in a row, and you'd be like,
The thing is other races wanna say that word because that race says it.
well, yeah, that's it, mate, that's it. It's like, well, they can say it, why can't I? It's like a childish argument, really. Oh, yeah, but yeah, you're true, like, you could have me, a person from New Zealand who's white, and a white American standing next to each other. You wouldn't know that we're not from 3 different places until all 3 of us started speaking, and fucking the Americans like, well, goddamn, I'm from America, you know? And, you know, and fucking, the New Zealand like, well, where's my candles, bro? I lost my candles. Now I can't go down the road and buy a case of piss. Mexican, Puerto Rican, different ethnicity. Yeah, it's 100%. I believe that Puerto Rico, but correct me if I'm wrong, is technically a part of the continental United States, whereas Mexico is technically just a part of like the actual continent itself, rather than like entirely subsidized by the American economy. But I could be wrong in that, because I think people haven't got Trump because he didn't realize that fucking Puerto Rico was a part of the US.
Team deathmatch. Brother 1, you are clear to engage.
Oh, Christ, of course.
Check your fire. Throwing septics. Decoy out.
Got this sniper.
We've lost the lead.
Tossing a decoy.
Deathmatch online. UAV standing by.
I'm hit. Decoy out. Requesting recon flyover.
Copy that. UAV is on station.
It's no reason for anybody to feel need to say it, that's ignorant.
But that's what I mean. You shouldn't feel the need to say any ignorant word, whether it's the M word, whether you're calling, you know, taking a piss out of an Asian person because they're eyes or whatever, whether you're taking a piss out of a fucking Arab person because he lives in the sand or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, there's no reason to feel entitled to be in there, and at least have the balls to know that you're saying the wrong shit if you're gonna fucking go ahead and be an ignorant cunt.
Hostile
Tossing
UAV
a
active.
decoy. Check fire. Check fire.
Hostile UAV overhead.
And that's not even just a race thing. Like, no one should just feel like they can say some ignorant shit just because they got the right to say ignorant shit.
Hostile mortar strike incoming. Hostiles launched a cruise missile. Hostile UAV active.
I mean, that's a little bit different, I believe, for comedy things like that, but like, no one should believe they have the right to say ignorant shit to be a cunt.
Copy that. UAV is on station.
And that goes beyond just one word. That goes into someone's whole character.
Hostile UAV overhead.
Be advised, UAV is exiting the AO.
unless we're talking about someone who's really young, there are times in people's lives where they'll hear these arguments and be on the other side because they feel they have some sort of entitlement to say every word or whatever they want. Someone like iDubbbz, whose comedy used to be, if you can't, it's either so you can say all the words or you can't say anything. It's his mentality. And so he said everything back in the day. And even he himself has sort of backpedaled on this, in this sort of, I suppose, how would you say it, like, a way of thinking of this headspace he was in. Because he's realised that when you, even in the space of comedy, if you have literally zero boundaries, then people will start to see that as a normality. They don't see what you're doing as a character, they just see it as normal. And he starts having people come up to him in real life saying the most nasty shit you think of it. They could be, well, fuck it, I could say anything. You can't really though. At least not anymore. And I think that's right. You should have to fucking think about what you're saying. And not just being distracted. It's easy to be an English, man. That's why so many fucking stupid people do it.
Hostile UAV active. Hostile care package deployed. Hostile UAV overhead.
On your six!
Hostile precision airstrike. Get to cover.
Reloading!
Oof. Well, anyway,
Check your fire. Tossing a decoy.
I'm gonna get me ass kicked.
Hostile vehicle in this sector.
Oh, Christ.
Decoy out. Ay, cabrón.
Hostile UAV active.
Tossing a
Airstrike in the
decoy.
AO.
Taking effective fire.
Losing ground. Mission failed. Return to base.
So wait, Jeff, do you think saying the N-word and you're not black makes you racist or not?
You think saying the N-word and you're not black makes you racist or not? Well, I suppose, let's break it down right. You're just saying the N-word because you just want to say it.
Domination.
I think it doesn't mean you necessarily are racist, because I think that means you have to actual... Racism is like, I'm white, you're black, that's the reason why I'm superior. That's racism. I don't think you're inherently racist, but you are doing something incredibly racist if you just say it to say it. There are plenty of people who say it, you know, anthropologically or in this case of historical benefit, where they talk about cases of racial vilification to teach people, and they're not black, but they say the word because censoring it when it wasn't used in a censored way, a hateful way. If you want to tell the story, quite often you do have to use the word to show the impact. Like, if I was telling the story of kids that were murdered, and they were black kids, and they were murdered because they were black,
You don't truly understand racism until you get older.
then that would probably be a case where, like, a news reporter or someone doing a crime documentary would probably say the word, like, because that's what they were called. Say that, for instance, or someone who's using it, like I said, for anthropological, historical reasons. They might.
Alright, not say I'm 13.
But,
Enemies taking Bravo.
also, the only real time I find mass use of the word amongst all groups to be really, like I said earlier, seen as alright, is large-scale rap concerts. And to really, honestly, you just gain a better understanding of this as you get older through life. Like Matt said, I actually get when I was how young you were. I quite often forget that some of a lot of the people on here are quite young.
Enemies taking Alpha. We hold all objectives. Keep them secure.
Also, you told me your age earlier. How the fuck did I forget it? You said I did.
Enemy securing Alpha.
Oh, I did that harder than I meant to, and somehow hurt my hands and not my head.
Enemies taking Charlie.
Fuck, I got a hard head.
UAV on station. We're losing Alpha. The enemy took Charlie. We're taking Alpha. Objective Alpha secure.
But it's like brown people say it for no reason.
I suppose it's not really on me to say, right? Because see, you want me to say whether
Not racist, but just ignorant.
see, that's right. And some people aren't racist; they're just ignorant. Like I was saying, when I used to say it when I was a kid, right? And I look back at that time and I just want to fucking smack myself. I wasn't being racist. I was being ignorant to what that word was about. See, we never got taught black history. The only real extension to that word that I had was rap music, and I fucking loved rap music. Hell, I didn't realise that most rappers were black until I fucking stopped downloading music off LimeWire. And started using YouTube, and I was like, Dr. Dre's black? Ice Cube's black?
Enemies taking
You
Bravo.
thought black?
Ghost activated. Enemy securing Alpha. Charlie.
I never ever really thought about what colour they were, and then Cody, my best mate's like, why did they all say the N-word? I'm like,
We're losing Charlie.
he's like, I said black, you fucking idiot.
Entry online.
And that's when I started to really look into like the history and all that of the word. I'm like, oh god. And that's the word of the same.
Back. We're taking Charlie.
But still, you may even know some of these things,
No comment, Johnny Facebook
and then
story.
still be kind of
RTV at this time.
ignorant to those things. You know what I mean? Like, it was just due to age. Like, you're a young black man, right? So you can't be ignorant to these things. You grow up around them with family members telling you all about them.
Because they're ignorant, I see.
You know, like, you grew up in the environment where you can't be ignorant of, because you ever are. Someone will say, no, come here, you listen to me, mate, and I'll tell you why that's fucking wrong. Whereas a lot of people are brown, white, and stuff like that, they just get told,
All the people on Netflix. Try to watch it if you can.
You're halfway to mission complete. Stay sharp.
I might watch it too. I got a Netflix account. I got Cody's Netflix account.
Securing objective Charlie.
I'm getting stitched up.
What's it about?
See, also another thing to understand, right, is that most of the time, see, racism is a social construct. It's built up over time through hate, right? But really, it's not racism that's the biggest issue. It's subdivision of classes.
We're losing Charlie. Friendly airstrike
At this
on the
point in
way.
time, it's broken down from racism to a subdivision of classes because it's not just black people living in poor neighbourhoods. They can't gentrify them to that degree because it became obvious in the 50s or 60s what they were doing. And so you got these white families, Mexican families, Indian families, Asian families, and black families all living in shitholes all across the world now, especially in America that I'm talking about now, where it used to just be true of black people because what they used to do is if black people moved into an area, they used to do what they call a blacklist, where that area would no longer get funding for schools. They would build no hospitals in the area and basically turn it into a ghetto. All the white people move out, go to a white area, leave the black people there, and that's basically with this systemic.
Like if I call a white person a C word, it's offensive.
No, C word's not offensive.
Black PPL from white PPL.
Unless you're talking about, oh, it's right, wait, no, you can say cracker in here.
Black PPL point of view.
Hostile UAV in the area. Our UAV is orbiting the area. We're losing Bravo.
I see.
Losing Alpha.
I see. Oh, yeah.
Enemy secure.
That's like my old man always says, people are people, mate.
Funny and informative.
You know, really, in the end of the day, people are just fucking people. We bleed red. We come white.
Hey guys, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe.
And that's all there really is to it. And if you see it any differently, and you hate someone based on just an inherent difference, like fucking colour, when fucking a percentage of the population can't even perceive colour, then you're a fucking moron. I mean, like, can't even see it. It's just colour. It's just colour.
Call anybody outside their name, it could be offensive.
Oh, mate, people get offended by everything these days. And that's the thing, too. That's the reason why I don't get offended in comedy, because comedy for me has always been a way to fight the evils. You know, to joke about it, to laugh about it, and point out the absurdity of stupid, ignorant, bigoted things by laughing at them. And that's how I do it.
Threats in the area.
And you know what? It's very true. Well, it's not offensive to me, but I'm not American. I mean, I don't even have a connection to the word cracker. I mean, to me, it's like it's a joke. The word cracker, like cracker, honky, peckerwood. None of those words really have any real significance to me because I'm not American.
Solid work.
For me, you'd actually have to go personal with me. You'd have to attack my father personally, my mother personally, something like that, you know. Attack my grandfather all you want. He's a cunt, though. He's Scottish. Fucking come up with all the Scottish bullshit you want.
That's why racism is systematic. Faced with tears of joy, Johnny, I hope you remember this conversation in 8 years.
But yeah, that's what I mean. Like none of those things that even came over here, and it's not like there wasn't slavery in my country. The fact was much worse. I think we tried to eugenically fucking outbreed them, which is just horrific. We fucking killed all the Aboriginals in Tasmania. We caused the fucking genocide of a whole population. And then when we first arrived here, we called the land Terra Nullius. That's Latin for a land with no owner. It gave the settlers, well, not settlers, but the army that came in just before them, the fucking free reign to just fucking kill natives. And that's Australia. In fact, if you want to educate yourself on some of the similar talking points that over in Australia, look up the White Australia policy. And watch a movie called The Rabbit Proof Fence. It's about them taking Aboriginal children from their homes and putting them in group homes and trying to get to know white people and try to breed out the blackness out of their skin. Fucking horrific, dude. Some of the things that have happened in history are not even that long ago. And that's why we need to remember them. Because if we don't remember them, Junie, and this is the truth that I want you to always remember, if you don't remember their history, history will repeat itself. It's not even if, it's when.
Our UAV is orbiting the area. Friendly SAE launch. Friendly UAV online. Friendly mortar strike inbound. UAV ready for tasking.
That's why you have to remember certain things that are uncomfortable, why you have to look into them and know the context of them, because if you don't, these things, they repeat themselves when people are ignorant. Then everyone becomes ignorant of it, and no one remembers, and no one remembers the consequences and how things went down, and then these histories always repeat.
Be advised, UAV is exiting the AO.
Anyway though, on a different topic, I'm playing some terrible Call of Duty right now.
The original routes from back in the day.
I haven't seen that, but apparently it's fucking brutal, mate. Funnily enough, the very first piece of medium that ever opened up my eyes to some of the things we're talking about is Boys in the Hood.
Oh yeah, Boys in the Hood.
Yep. Fucking brilliant movie, powerful movie, mate.
Copy. UAV is on station. Recon online.
I'm level 522. I'm about to probably get to 650 here soon.
Nice, dude, nice. Are you on Modern Warfare 2? If you are, you should definitely jump and party out with me, brother.
Our mortar strike is inbound.
Be advised, UAV is exiting the AO.
Our UAV is orbiting the area.
Thunder 2-4. We are inbound. Listen hard.
Advised UAV is exiting the AO.
Friendly Overwatch Hilo entering the AO.
Good kill.
Friendly war strike on the way.
Catch a few of them.
Friendly SAE
Nice.
inbound.
Let's go, boys.
All Sabre, mission accomplished.
And good work, Juni. Till the 522. Fuck yes, mate. Let's go. Oh, I forgot to cut my finger. That was dumb. We're up to 647, mate. Not too far from me. Few levels. Anyway, boys, give me a few minutes. I'm gonna go have a quick smoke. See if the old boy wants a coffee or something, and I'll be right back.
I've turned my settings on 120 of its
Oh, I can't do 120 FOV, bro. It fucks with the eyes. I'm on about 105, and that's about where it gets to before, because I've got to look right through center of my glasses. Basically, if I look anywhere else, it starts to blur. Like if I get to about here, my vision gets blurry. So I have to concentrate on things further out in the FOV.
Trying to run Resurgence.
I probably won't be running. What I'm trying to do is get to level 650 first. But yeah, if once I get to level 650 through shipment, I'll definitely come play some Resurgence with you at that point. But if you give me 5 minutes, I'm just going to go a quick smoke. You know. Oh god, I'm back. See if I was sitting. Alright, good. Pull up. So, everyone's off. Everyone's goddamn on one.
Team
Decoy
deathmatch.
out!
Razor 1, you are clear to engage all. We'll secure the lead. UAV ready to deploy. VTOL ready to deploy.
Target area marked! You're clear hot! Requesting
Solid
recon
copy,
flyover!
Phoenix 2-3, I'll copy that. UAV is on station.
Swapping out! Oh shit!
¡Serás pendejo! ¡Fíjate a dónde disparas, idiota!
UAV is being refueled. RTB at this time.
¡Flash grenade! Tossing a decoy! Enemy down!
Ghost online.
Close one!
UAV in the sector.
¡Atérese!
UAV ready for testing.
Fly outbound RTB for resupply.
Decoy out! Need recon overhead!
Copy.
Don't
UAV
shoot
orbiting the
at me!
area.
Bessie!
Recon is online.
Flash incoming!
UAV ready to deploy. VTOL ready for testing.
Copy that. Phoenix 2-3 is on station. Copy that. UAV is on station.
UAV standing by.
Requesting recon flyover!
Copy that. UAV is on station.
Check your fire!
VTOL standing by.
kill. Good count, good count. Going down, yes, going down. You're receiving small fire.
Hostiles are using recon.
Good kill. Hostile down. Cover 1-1 is Winchester. We're returning to base.
MW2 on station, ready for tasking.
Changing back.
UAV overhead. UAV ready for tasking.
Copy that. UAV is on station.
Trophy system out.
¡Lo maté! Red Hot Decoy!
Oh no, don't do this to me.
Hostile care package in this sector. Hostile
Tossing a
UAV in this
decoy.
sector.
Got one!
Fire. Semtex out.
Hostile airstrike incoming. UAV ready to deploy.
Need recon overhead! Molotov!
Copy
Go
that.
down!
UAV is on station.
Control ready to deploy.
Requesting close air!
UAV is
Target
in the
marked!
fuel. I copy that, Phoenix.
Hostile UAV overhead.
¡Mierda!
Hostile cruise missile incoming. Don't stop.
Phoenix 2-3, copy both.
Flash! Taking fire!
UAV online.
This is good.
Hostile UAV active.
Decoy out!
Nice. 94 kills,
Victory
that's not
secure.
bad.
Good fighting. Team deathmatch. All
Decoy
Strazam,
out.
destroy the
Enemy
enemy.
contact.
You have the lead.
I'm getting lit up! Down! Tossing a decoy! Decoy out!
Backhands online.
Tossing a decoy! Matese!
Standing by.
Decoy out! Requesting recon flyover!
UAV orbiting the AO. Recon is online.
Check fire!
Hostile UAV in this sector.
UAV being a fuel.
Ghost
RTB at this time.
activated.
Tossing a decoy! Decoy out! Tossing a
UAV
decoy!
overhead. UAV ready to deploy. Our UAV is orbiting the area.
Copy. UAV orbiting the AO. Recon is online.
Decoy out! Yota, watch your head! Molotov! Tossing a decoy! Enemy down!
Covering your six.
Gun incoming!
Bashня. Hostile is online. Hostiles called in an
Decoy
airstrike.
out! Lo maté! Destroy the suppression line! Tossing the decoy!
Enemy has the lead. Has the lead.
Decoy
Inbound
out!
friendly SAE.
Molotov! Watch out!
We've lost the lead. He has the lead. UAV ready for tasking.
Copy. UAV orbiting the AO. Recon is online.
The enemy has the lead.
UAV is exiting the AO.
Friendly airstrike on the way.
Got your cover.
Oh, fuck you, you dickhead.
Tossing a decoy!
We've secured the lead. UAV standing by. Hostiles deployed themselves.
Copy that. UAV is on station.
Bashня.
Decoy
Hostiles
out.
care package.
advised, UAV is exiting the AO.
Mission half complete. Finish it. UAV ready to deploy. Missile standing by.
I'm running low.
Enemy in the area.
Fire!
Gunner ready to deploy.
Target area marked. You're clear hot.
Copy. Phoenix 2-3 is on station. Ready for tasking.
Threat incoming!
Copy that. UAV is on station.
Friendly UAV on station.
This is 711. We are inbound and out. Good kill.
UAV is being refueled. RTV at this time.
Good gun. Good gun. Yeah, they're shooting at us.
Hostile cluster mine detected. Hostile UAV in the sector.
Multiple hostiles down.
Going down. I see a good kill. Going down.
This is 711. Egressing out of the target area. Counting.
Threats down. Decoy out.
Hostile UAV overhead. UAV is orbiting the area.
Tossing a decoy. Got one. Decoy out. Tossing a decoy. Suppression mines down. Carajo! Suppression down. Decoy out.
Throwing flash grenade!
We've got them on the run. Keep it up.
Aïe! Espèce de crétin! Same side!
UAV ready for
Fuck
tasking.
it. Ah! Requesting recon flyover!
Copy. UAV orbiting the AO. Recon is online.
Shoot Semtex!
Mission is complete. Good work. Kill confirmed. Kill the enemy and collect your back.
Attack me!
Taking the lead.
Goblin down!
Tossing a decoy grenade! Taking effective fire! Tossing a decoy!
Notch 1. UAV ready for tasking. Friendly UAV on
Requesting
station.
recon flyover!
Kill this
Copy.
guy!
UAV is on station. Recon online.
Our UAV is now in the area. Missile deployed.
I'm taking fire!
Copy. Longbow 3-1 is on station. Ready for tasking. Be advised, UAV is exiting the area.
Friendly UAV online.
Enemy contact!
Longbow 3-1.
Ghost online.
Longbow 3-1. Copies all.
EKIA confirmed.
Watch out!
Confirmed. Standing by. UAV on station. Kill confirmed. Our UAV is orbiting the area.
Copy. UAV is on station. Recon online.
VTOL ready for
Enemies
tasking.
nearby!
Gunner is standing by. Confirm that one.
Target marked! Requesting fire mission!
All stations. Thunder 2-4. We are inbound.
Friendly UAV online.
Good gun. Good gun. Good kill. X-ray down. Good kill.
Our UAV is orbiting the area. Friendly UAV on station. Friendly cluster mine planted.
This is Thunder 2-4. We're
You're halfway to mission complete. Stay sharp.
Slave!
UAV online.
We're hit! Longbow 3-1 is hit!
Tossing a decoy!
Grid 3-2-1-4.
Notch 1. UAV to deploy. Tag secure. Kill confirmed. Friendly VSO inbound. Our UAV is orbiting the area. Gunner ready to deploy. Friendly mortar strike inbound. Friendly UAV on station.
We're taking small arms fire. X-ray down. Good gun. Good gun. Multiple X-ray
AO.
VTOL ready to deploy.
Stun grenade out! Flash out! Target down!
UAV is bingo.
Our UAV is orbiting the area.
Take back. Watch
Confirmed.
fire!
Contact!
Friendly UAV online.
Mayday, mayday! Hit! Repeat, 143.
Switching mags!
We've got him on the run. Keep it up. Notch 1. Friendly UAV on station. UAV ready to deploy.
That is
Tag
changing mag!
secure. Kill confirmed.
Requesting recon flyover!
Copy that.
Target
UAV
marked!
online and
Request
hosting the
fire!
AO.
Copy that. 1031 on station. Go for tasking.
You meant check fire!
Friendly mortar strike on the way. Mission complete. Solid work. Team deathmatch.
Tossing a decoy grenade!
Saber 1, you're clear to engage. The lead is ours. We've lost the lead. Standing by.
Copy. UAV is on station. Recon online.
Hard hands online.
Throwing flash!
Enemy down!
Soul standing by.
Solid copy. Be advised, UAV is exiting the AO.
Taking the lead.
Target down!
Reloading!
Enemy contact! Tossing a decoy grenade!
Target down!
Our UAV is orbiting the area. Ghost activated.
destroyed.
UAV ready to deploy.
Tossing a decoy grenade!
Enemy inside.
Requesting recon flyover.
Tossing a decoy!
UAV is on station. Recon online.
Enemy down.
Tossing a decoy grenade!
UAV standing by. Missile ready for tasking.
Enemy spotted. Check your fire.
Gunner ready for tasking.
Loading.
Longbow 3, we hold the advantage. Take it home.
Under 2 full combat now.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Dispatch. X-ray down. Good gun, good gun. Multiple X-rays out.
Friendly UAV on station.
Receiving small arms fire.
Taking fire. Chasing match.
Requesting recon flyover.
Copy that. UAV online and orbiting the AO.
Our UAV is orbiting the area.
I'm
Advised
taking
UAV
fire.
is exiting.
UAV ready for tasking.
Copy. UAV is on station. Recon online.
Enemy. Find back.
Tossing a decoy!
Be advised UAV is exiting the AO.
Enemy
Set
UAV
chase out.
active.
Bullets. Get before. Check your fire.
Fire. Reloading.
Tossing a decoy grenade!
Got the sniper.
Tossing a
Enemy
decoy!
spotted. Take it.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Loading. Target destroyed. Do not stop.
We're on the
shooting
advance.
me!
Keep the pressure, lads.
Sorted that one. Got your back.
Friendly VTOL on
Tossing a
station.
decoy grenade!
All saber. Mission accomplished.